Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions. Wanted to make a very quick video. This thing should not be more than 10 minutes. I'm not too sure if you guys saw the video that I uploaded yesterday, but I uploaded it about 10 hours ago. You guys can check it out. I know it was kind of late for those that were in the East Coast, but pretty much I wanted to keep it very simple. I don't, I feel like, especially during the mentorship program, the less options I give individuals, or just the idea of options, we end up doing pretty well. So I called out two stocks for today that I planned for as of yesterday. Those two stocks were, again, this isn't 100%, this always isn't going to happen, but something that I really liked about EGLT. EGLT has been one of the top stocks this week that I've called out. Was a member brought it to my attention. His name is Tom, and he's part of our mentorship program. And I assigned a task of, hey, look, your goal is around 5 to 10% growth on a weekly basis. Let's make sure that we plan for it. So how is it that we do that? We look at previous trends and we look at patterns that make sense that you can take advantage of. So with that understanding, he did a technical analysis. He, for some reason found EGLT. Not too sure if he scanned for it or whatever the case may be, but he identified a previous bounce, so a support at $1, previous resistance at 150, and previous support at $1. I was like, great, this is a pattern. We can wait for the confirmation. We don't just take positions right away. What we waited for was just a confirmation that the $1 support was still valid. With that confirmation, we've been receiving within the past couple of days. He took a position originally at 107, that was yesterday, and sold at 112. Now, the thing that I called out about EGLT, the thing that I really like about it is let's focus on this 5-day trend. Let me zoom all the way out. What I've been liking, it's been showing signs of an upward trend ever since. It dropped to lows of 97, right? Then broke right back up at $1, held above $1, but closed at around 105, 104. The following day, it closed as of yesterday at 110. So as of today, it's pumping up once again, and we should be closing at 115 to 120. Am I saying that right now it being at 121 or it's actually at 113? Do I think that that's a good hold? If you're up right now, lock in profits. That's always, if you're up more than 2 to 3%, and it was a hold, 100% lock in profits. With that being said, I think that this thing has the potential to pull back to about 108. I'm going to wait for it to consolidate, and if I could see that it's really starting to flatline, it reacts very well to the VWAP indicator. At least it has within the past couple of days. And with that understanding, as in yesterday, when it started to consolidate at 103, and I saw it starting to, then it broke above the purple VWAP, and that was around 106. I had the understanding that, okay, well, now we're breaking above the purple VWAP. They took a position at 106 or 107, and I'm not too sure. I did not take a position on EGLT, but then it pumped right back up. Previous resistance during pre-market hours was 113. I was like, hey, 112 is not a bad, sell point, because you have no understanding that it's gonna, pump all the way back up to, 117. That's great that it did. They locked it in at 5%, so that was a great trade for them. Now I was just planning for, this to, have a true, like, still signs of an uptrend, but I still want to catch it on the pullback. So I just wanted to call out EGLT to, be careful, be safe. My plan for EGLT is to buy anywhere where it consolidates, and that's most likely where the golden VWAP is going to be during pre-market hours. Again, I called it out yesterday that it's going to most likely be at 108. The VWAP indicator is right there, so that makes sense. Why did I know that it was going to be at 108? Nothing special. I just looked at the previous support that it had as of yesterday, and it was around 110. But I also saw that it did hit lows of 10. What was that one? I thought it was 108. I don't know why I said 108. It just sounded good, and it actually it made sense yesterday. I don't know what my breakdown was, but there was some form of indication for the support to be at 108. I'm gonna wait for a pullback. It might be even to lows of, like, 106, 107, whatever it is. I'm gonna wait for the consolidation and then for that confirmation that it's trending back up. Make sure you manage your risk. Make sure you formulate a plan. And if you're up more than 3%, something that I really like to do is I really like, locking in profits. So if you guys I just want you guys to do the same thing. If this is okay for me to ask, set one goal for yourself. There's going to be so many stocks that are going to be talked about today, and plan for your success today. Identify 5 to 10% profit margin formulate your plan, where you're going to buy, where the confirmation is of the uptrend that you're going to buy. And with that understanding, if you see potential in a stock and you want to buy, which then you can later sell for a profit or then cut your losses on, just find one good solid trade. The last one that I ended up calling out was IMDZ. The reason that I really liked IMDZ, and again, this one is up during pre-market hours at around 4:30, was, again, I called out two stocks. One was a day trade, one was a little bit more of a swing trade. Let's see. It was right around $11, had a pretty nice sell-off all the way down to that $4 support, was waiting for that consolidation, and now it's looking to break above, that $4.40, $4.50 resistance. So with that being said, I told you guys what my plan is what my plan was yesterday, and I think I'm going to stick to that. As we could see that, it's still showing signs of an uptrend. I just want to make sure that we continue to hold above the purple VWAP, showing some form of indication of an uptrend. And again, this thing did react pretty well to the VWAP indicator on what the resistance was. It doesn't see an enormous amount of volume, so just know that. But I just thought this would be a pretty solid technical trade when it comes down to a large gap that it has to fill. So a lot of potential for profit, potential for loss. It's not that it's very little, depending on how it is that you take the position. I did perform a scan this morning, and let's see if we could actually pull it up. Oh, this is actually a new TD Ameritrade account. Since now I funded this TD Ameritrade account $5,000, and I'm going to trade, I think, for the remaining 2 days with this account. So again, I'm going to try to take one position, keep it very simple. My goodness, where am I at? There we go. I'm going to try to keep it very simple when it comes down to my trading for the next 2 days, and I hope that you guys can do the same as well. Do you guys have any questions whatsoever? Let's see. Oh, yeah, feel free to message me if you are part of the TechBud Solutions group. Feel free to message me within the Discord chat. So just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of the people that were able to take a position on EGLT. This was this morning, people up $100, and being able to lock in their profits and stuff like that. So that's definitely something good that I see a lot of people doing very well in, and trading quality stocks that they see value in. So let's see, MYOS. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I can run the scan on my previous Thinkorswim, my momentum scanner on my phone. I see Twitter and MYOS being one of the top stocks this morning, as in for momentum stocks. Does this mean that this is a very safe trade for you to trade? 100% not, right? So it looks like it's reacting pretty well, and it's bouncing off the purple VWAP. If we get a confirmation that it bounces again, then yeah, that's some form of indication of an uptrend. Or you can wait for highs of day to uh, be created. So you could just set your alert. If it breaks 240, great, we can have a nice little momentum runner. But if not, then you can just wait for the pullback and see if it presents any opportunity like that. So TWTR, that is Twitter. This thing's showing to the same thing. So it looks like it might have had really good earnings. Had a really nice pump. I looked at this one pretty early in the morning, and when looking at it, it had previous highs of about 1877. It's beyond that. So it is more on the overbought side. Therefore, I don't think that this is necessarily going to be a good buy. Not too sure how familiar you guys are with Twitter itself, but it definitely has not been doing the best long term. And when it comes down to its actual revenue, that's why it's been struggling, I think, so much. But let's go ahead and see. So it's around 19 right now. It's not showing right now because it's during pre-market hours. But it's around. It's right around 1933, and it looks like it's having pretty solid bounces off the purple VWAP. The margin of profit that it presents there is about 2%. You just have to ask yourself, is a 2% margin of profit or day trade worth the potential to lose much more? It's up to you. If you see potential, I'm not here to be someone to tell you no, don't trade it. But overall, the overbought side, I think, has a lot more potential for loss than it does potential for profit. So it's sitting right around here, which is signs of previous highs. I think it has a lot more potential to actually sell off on. But yeah, I mean, if the momentum there is there and there, just set your alerts, and if it continues to run, then great. At least you can be alerted and you can follow through and see how it performs. I would also like to see if it gets a bounce off the golden view up. Alrighty, alrighty. Oh, that one was actually one that was brought to my attention yesterday. So people asked me about DYAS and what did I think about it. I told you guys it's just like JDST. And when it comes down to like seeing signs of an uptrend and where it should, hit a resistance. Since our call out, if you guys followed, our group, since our call out at $24, I'm not too sure if you guys remember. I was like, the previous support for DGAS is $24. Let's wait for the confirmation. I'm going to wait for the break above $25 for the confirmation that it, $24 is another valid support. It's previous support, broke above 25, and it's been seeing signs of an uptrend ever since. It does have a resistance at around 25.50 and then to highs of about $28. It's been on a consistent uptrend. And people were asking me, hey, do I think that UGAS is a good purchase because this is the inverse ETF? I said, yes, it's at a good price, but would I purchase this as a swing trade? The reason that I said no is because there's no confirmation of a bounce. Oh man, there's no confirmation of a bounce. So what do I mean by that? So it's still trending down. Big picture, it's still holding below EMA, and there's no confirmation of a bounce. So being able to buy in at $10, you're hoping that it bounces, just like JNUG. So you were hoping that JNUG bounced. And something that we called out yesterday, one of our traders was in JNUG for actually a little bit longer than they wanted to, but we identified a previous support, and I drew this line yesterday at around $16. So it does look like it's trying to confirm it, but it does not have the break above the EMA yet. Actual valid confirmation. So what I can do is I can set my alert, and if it does break above 1650, then I know that okay, JDST, because it's been like absolutely killing it for the past week on all this nonstop growth that it's been seeing. Yeah, JDST might be now on the overbought side. There's no question about that. But just ask yourself, if it's continuously showing signs of an uptrend, are you someone to be like, okay, well, this is where JDST is going to stop and I'm going to buy JNUG? No. If there's no indication of a reversal, then what you're going based on what you hope happens. And again, this isn't a market where you hope that it bounces. Now it's actually showing some form of indication that it's peaking out. Just like what was it? It was DGAS. So just like DGAS, DGAS is now showing signs of more of it being more on the over bot side, but I still think it has a little bit of margin to make up. Just like UGAS has a previous support at $9.50. We've called that one out twice before, and we called it out perfectly. To buy 100% at $9.50. No, because I want to wait for the confirmation. Buy. I do once we get the confirmation because it offers a lot of potential for profit. As in DGAS and JNUG and JDST are ones that I've talked about multiple times and time after time. And I don't like to bombard you guys with, kind of just like I don't like telling anyone what to buy or what to sell. But I like to stick to what I understand, and I understand you guys and its trends, and JNUG and its trends, and the inverse ETFs that follow. Keep it simple, don't overwhelm yourself, and once there is some form of indication of a bounce, one or two trades that you need on a weekly basis. If your goal is 5% a week, you can wait, be patient until if DGAS is still showing signs of an uptrend, then I would invest in DGAS. Showing signs of a downtrend, I would set my alerts, be patient for the bounce, and once it starts showing signs of an uptrend, this thing offers huge margins of profit up to $11, 15%. If your goal is 5%, you need to take one position for the next 3 weeks and you are covered. Again, it's not about quantity, it's about the quality. And I don't want to, again, annoy you guys or anything like that, but I think so many people are so caught up with the idea that they need to take, a day or trade, the most, crazy momentum stock to make the most money. Ask all those momentum traders. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of momentum traders that do very well and that are very consistent. But a majority of people, sometimes they're up $100, and the following day they're down $80. So with that understanding, like, where's that consistency? I'd much rather focus on quality and what I understand. And you just have to ask yourself, what type of lifestyle or trader do you want to be? Do you want to be someone that dedicates 5 to 8 hours day trading, $100 one day, loses $80 the other day? Or would you like to be someone that truly understands why the stock is moving, the technical understanding that, okay, well, look, this is a previous support, I can identify the bounce, and not just go based off it, oh, look, let me look at MYOS, looks like it's gapping up, let me just hope that it actually bounces. Regardless of what the case may be, you focus on the traders that you see the most value in, and that you understand. People are always wired differently. You to trade these momentum stocks, then 100% I'm no one to tell you that you should not trade them. You should trade what you see value in, and only what you see value in, and not based on other people's opinion. So with that simple understanding, let's see. Alrighty, but I actually like the reversal that old JNEG started showing signs of an uptrend. It broke above 16, but then it came back down. But it did come from pretty lows of like 16, 15. So I think JNEG is one to take a look at today. I think if it could hold above $16 and show that sign of an uptrend, that's great. But I really need that confirmation from JNEG that it's going to start trending back up. And we have had no sign of a reversal within the past 5 days. As you can see, that it's been on a consistent downtrend. DGAS, I think DGAS still has a little bit more of a margin, although it's hitting some form of a peak. If you can see it's kind of peaking out, I would lock in profits right away. That's just the type of person I am. But I do see that this thing does have a little bit more potential, around $27.50 to about $28 to give off, because I see you guys still have the potential to drop down. It's really trying to hold very well around like 980. I would like to see this thing actually hit 950, just like it previously did. Even if it goes a little bit further below 950, who cares? Wait for the confirmation and wait for that uptrend. Even intraday, this thing is definitely oversold. If you can identify a decent margin intraday, formulate your plan. If it makes sense to you, great. It doesn't have to make sense to me. It only needs to make sense to you. So that is really just it. I hope you guys like these little bit of a quicker breakdowns. So let's just recap real quick. EGLT was my call out yesterday. If you guys watched my video for the best two stocks, for my top two stocks, doesn't mean that they're your top two stocks. I called it out. It had a support at 110, hit highs of 120 during pre-market hours, and is still showing signs of an upward staircase from our call out at $1 support. AMD still being boo-boo and not reacting the way that we want it to, but definitely I still think offers a lot of margin to make up after its earning calls. We're just trying to show signs of a reversal. And then we called out, where is it at? IMDZ. We just have to wait for a more solid pop. It is showing signs of an uptrend. We just wanted to continue to hold above the EMA and then the bounce off the purple VWAP. And then the last ones were UGAS and JNUG as the inverse ETFs. Just waiting for the confirmation and all that good stuff. Guys, we have about 1 minute and 20 seconds before the market opens. I wish you guys the best of luck when it comes down to all your guys' trades. If you guys would like to be a part of TechBud Solutions, it's the 5th or 6th link in the description, and it will guide you on over to our free Facebook group. You simply whoa. You definitely don't have to be a part of our group. We have nearly 50,000 members within the TechBud Solutions Facebook group. Altogether, we have a little bit over 51,000, including the main the Discord chat. We'd love to be a part of your success, and I do have on YouTube. I do have like a getting started. So if you want to walk through on how to join the TechBud Solutions Facebook group and Discord, how to search for the files in the TechBud's chat, and then how to join and use the Discord chat. So overall, thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. Keep it simple and only invest in what you see value in. The first link in the description will guide you on over to my mentorship program. So if you like the way that I break things down and you kind of like how I share my whole thought process, I would love to be a part of your success, and it would be a much more efficient way to learn about the stock market and all it has to offer compared to watching my 500 videos on YouTube. Like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.